Hey, just squad, welcome back to episode of Is It Worth It? Today's episode, we got this cool neck here, and this is what this is a portable power bank. If you can see, for the one that we got right here is from the Anker brand, and for this one in particular, they mentioned how it does probably guys 130 watts when you guys do use it. And the total power that's on here, it is 12,000 mAh, which is enough for you guys to probably get around 2 full charge on your iPhone. But apparently the way how they designed it, it allows you guys to charge 2 devices at the same time that probably guys up to 130 watts, so 65 and 65. And for the USB-C option, it does work as the input and output to provide you guys up to 65 watt speed when you guys recharge the product, which is pretty fast. And for the product, it does have a smart display, so that way you can see what's on here when you guys are charging up, which is pretty cool as well. And for the product, it does have the GaN Prime technology to give you guys a fast charging speed at a safe speed as well, which is really cool. And as usual for the products here, for the Prime series, they do have like the Active Shield 2.0 and also the Power IQ technology to give you guys a fast charging speed at a safe speed. And because the product, it does have the GaN Prime technology on here, it allows the product to be smaller than your typical power bank, but also still give you guys that fast charging speed when you guys do use it, which is really nice. But this is what the package looks like when you guys do get it. Let me actually open up to show you guys what the inside looks like. So once you guys take it out, inside right here, if you see, we do have the product. If you guys do move it, here we do have the product. If you see how small and compact the product is, literally the size of your hand when you guys do hold it. In the bottom right here, they do provide guys a little bag that's in use to store the product inside. And the other side right here, if you guys do take it out, they do provide guys a user manual to teach you guys how to use it. And they also provide the cable. So the cable that's provided for you guys is a USB-C to USB-C cable that's in use to recharge the product. And that's pretty much everything that's included in the package. What I'll do right now is to open up and show you guys what the product looks like. So let's do take it out. Once you guys do take it out, this is what the product looks like. So right here we do have the brand name. On the side right here we do have the button for the press. And once you guys do press on it, it does turn on the display. So right here it does show you guys how much power is left on here. And when you guys do press it again, it gives you guys an option for you guys to look at the battery health, the battery cycle, and temperature on the actual product. If you guys press it again, it gives you guys an option to change the different brightness level on here in terms of the auto screen option. So if you guys want to change a different time on here, feel free to do so. This is the auto screen off option that will turn off by itself if you guys want to have it on. If you guys do press it again, right here we do have the option for you guys to increase or lower the screen brightness. And you guys can go back to the main page. So for this product, the way how to design it, it does have 2 USB-C options for you to plug it in. And for this product, like I mentioned, it does have the Power IQ technology, but it does provide you guys Power IQ 3, not Power IQ 4, which is totally understandable since this product only provides guys up to 65 watts of charging speed when you guys do use it for each one. And if you guys do look at the bottom right here, they do have a wireless charging option for you to stick it onto the base to recharge it, which I'll show you guys in a second. But this is what the product looks like in the front. Here is the side, here is the back, and then here's this side, here's the top, and then here's the bottom. So similar to the one that I showed you guys before from the 20,000 mAh one, this one looks the same exact design, but it's missing one of the USB option, and the power on here is not as strong. But the cool thing about this one is the fact that it's so small and compact for you guys to bring it along with you guys almost anywhere, which is really nice. But that also means the power on here is not as strong in terms of what you guys do get in terms of like the mAh. Like I mentioned, this one right here is 12,000 mAh, where the other one that I showed you guys before, that was 20,000. So I'll cover that in a separate video. But one right now is to show you guys how to actually recharge it using the USB-C option first. So when you guys do plug it in, feel free to plug it into either one of them. Once you guys plug it in, you can see how it starts charging, and they show you guys how much power that's being provided on here when you guys do use it. You can see how the number is slowly going up. So right now it's around 8. But if you give it a few seconds, you can definitely see the number start to go up. And keep in mind that when you guys do use the cable to plug it in, you do want to make sure to plug it into correct one. So what I mean by correct one is the wall charger has to support the speed on here of like 65 watts. If you guys don't have like a charger that supports up to like 65 watts, then you guys won't get that fast speed on here like it mentions. But right now, you can see how it's providing around 64.7 watts. So that's getting very close to the 65 watts, just like what they mentioned. And while they're charging, let me try out the other option on here to see when it works at the same time when we're charging the actual product. So right here, I do have my Apple cable for the laptop. If I do plug it in, right here, I do have my MacBook Air. So what I'm doing right now is plug it in. Once you guys plug it in, let's see if anything happens. So it doesn't seem like anything's happening right now. Let me try to unplug it and try again. All right, so it doesn't seem like anything is happening on here. Let me try to switch it. All right, so nothing's happening. So I'm assuming when you guys do have a cable plugged in for the input option, it does not work as output at the same time. So if you guys do unplug it, now it works as the output option. You can see how it does work. And it shows you guys how much remaining time for the charging option when you guys are charging it. And then when you guys plug it as the output, it shows you guys how much time is left on the battery on here. So when you guys do look at the power on here, it's currently providing around 55 or 56 watts. So it does get very close to 65 watts. But probably because we don't have any running in the background right now, let me try to run something in the background to kind of drag down the percentage on here to show you guys when it does get very close to the 65 watts like I mentioned. I'm gonna run a few videos in the background. So even just by running a few videos in the background right now, I can definitely see how the number is going up. Like right now it's providing around 63 watts already. But I'll show you guys in a second when we do play some more videos in the background. So when you guys do look at the new number on here, you can see how much power it does provide when we guys do use it. Right now it's providing around 57. But let me try to fix the video on the background. So now you can see how it's around 63 watts when you guys do use it. So the number will definitely change when you guys do use it, especially if the battery on here is not that high. Like right now it's around 90%, so it probably will not charge as much because they have to adjust the power on here to give you guys enough power to recharge your laptop. And it also depends on how much battery percentage is on your laptop. If it's around like 80% or any higher than that, it will slow down the charge. But if your battery is around like 10%, 20%, or anything lower than that, it will give you guys a fast charging speed when you guys do use it. So even right now, you can see how the number is going up and down. But the product definitely does work when you guys do use it. So now that we show you guys how to charge one device at a time, let me plug in two cables at the same time to show you guys what happened if you guys would charge like two laptops at the same time. So I'm gonna plug back in the MacBook Air laptop here first. Where actually I'm gonna change that cable to my other one with MacBook Pro because that actually provides a lot more power. And then the other cable that we're gonna use here is gonna be for the MacBook Air, which is USB-C to USB-C. So once you guys do plug it in, you can see how it does work. So currently it's providing a lot of power for both of them, you can see. But because right now we do have 19%, it won't provide as much power as you want. So you do want to make sure to fully charge it first before you guys can get the maximum power on here. But currently you can see right here is providing around 63 watts and then 48 watts when you guys do use it. So it does provide you guys a lot of power when you guys do use it, but you do want to make sure to fully charge the product before you guys actually run the product. And obviously if you guys do run stuff in the background, it'll even provide you guys even more power. Like just by turning on my laptop, if you guys can see the power on here, it went up a little bit more. So when you guys are running stuff in the background, it will provide even more power than what they show you guys on here. Like now I'm running another thing in the background, and we see how the number went a little bit higher. It went as high as 60 watts for the MacBook Air, while charging the other thing at the same time around 60 something watts as well. So the product definitely does work if you guys want to charge one or two laptops at the same time, or two devices at the same time if you guys want to. One way right now is to unplug it and try to use a charging base to show you guys when it actually works and how well it does work. So if you guys to unplug it, let me close this, and I want to show you guys the charging base. So right here is a charging base that's sold separately if you guys are interested. So we do have the brand name there. This part right here is the magnetic part to actually stick it on to do the wire charging option. For this charging base, they mentioned how it does support up to 100 watts when you guys do use it. So feel free to use it for your 20,000 mAh power bank, or you can use it for this one. But on the side right here, they do have two USB-C option and one USB option for its use on top of what is on here. So that may allow you guys to use it to charge 4 devices at the same time if you guys want to. But the max power on here is 100 watts. So the power will be spread between all 4 outlets when you guys do plug in all 4 at the same time. So keep that in mind. And the front part right here is the display screen that will show you guys when it's charging or when it's not. So it should have like a blue circle in the middle. Bottom part right here, they do have like a non-slip material to prevent it from moving around when you guys do use it. And this side right here is where the plug-in cable that's provided for you guys to actually activate the product. And when you guys do feel the overall weight of the product, it's not that heavy. It's actually pretty lightweight. But with the material on here, definitely feels like a high quality material when you guys do feel it, which is pretty cool. But now let's give it a try and see how it does work. So literally all you're gonna do is just stick it on top, because like I mentioned, the bottom part right here, it does have a magnetic design. So if you guys do stick it on, once you guys stick it on, you can see how it starts charging. And you guys can see how much power it does provide when you guys do use it. Right now it's very low, but if you guys give it a few seconds, it'll start to charge faster. So because this one only supports up to 65 watts of input and output, it won't go any higher than 65 watts. So right now it's providing around 45 watts when you do use it, which is still pretty fast, but not all the way to 65 yet. I feel like as you guys leave it charging for a longer period of time, you guys will see the numbers slowly going up and down, and it'll kind of fluctuate. But when you guys look at the front part right here and you see that circle that I was talking about, that is pretty much how you guys know when it's charging. And the number that's on here is still charging pretty fast, but it's still providing around 45 watts. Let me try to unplug it and then try again. So once I unplug it and replug again, the number is low again, but it slowly builds it up if you guys wait a few seconds. But I love how they do show you guys the battery percentage on here when you guys are charging it, and they show you guys how much time is left. So it seems like when we do use on this one, it does provide you guys up to 45 watts of power when we do use it. It doesn't go higher than 45 watts when you do use the wire charging option on here. Oh, actually now that I actually wait a few seconds, if you see how the number starts to go up, and it went as high as 65 watts when you do use it. So I guess when you guys are charging a product, if you guys just give it some time, it will kind of fluctuate and it will go as high as 65 watts, just like what they mentioned. You can see right here. So now it's charging around 62 watts. So that's probably the power that I mentioned on here in terms of very close to 65 watts, if not on 65 watts when you guys do use it, if you guys just give it some time. So feel free to use it for charging the prime power bank, or feel free to plug in other devices at the same time to recharge as well, if you guys want a charging base. But that's pretty much everything that's on the product. Now to go unboxing and test the product. Now to answer the question of whether or not it's worth it or not. So for this part, I do have to say that it is pretty worth it. If you guys want to need one of these, especially if you guys are in the market looking for a high quality portable power bank that's super compact and portable, that give you guys the same power on here, that provide you guys 65 watts or 65 watts at both speeds at the same time, and also give you guys the display to show you guys how much power it does provide when you guys do use it, and also provide the wireless charging option to charge it on the base, that I do have to say that it is pretty worth it. But then obviously for those of you guys who don't want or don't need one or have you want these, then obviously don't buy one and save them on something else actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it will definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys, so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.